Quite the sight, as we mentioned, at Split Rock Lighthouse. Worth a second look, as it only stayed shining for 2 hours tonight for the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. As we reported earlier, it's on this day back in 1979, 29 lives were lost when the ship went down in Lake Superior. Among those remembering, the daughter of a chef on board who wasn't even supposed to be there that night. She sat down with our Sammy Salina to share a story so fresh, it's hard to believe it's 5 decades later.
A father's love for his daughter.
I said, "What is this?" It's my dad's cookbook.
Runs deep.
1942. And it's old. You can tell it's very, very old. It's got all of his recipes.
Pam Johnson felt it even when her dad, Robert C. Rafferty, was away working as a cook on freighters on the Great Lakes.
Wave goodbye and we'd watch the boat go off. 50 years. I couldn't believe it. I said, 50 years? It was just 35 yesterday.
A freighter carrying a crew of 29 disappeared on Lake Superior during a severe storm last night, and so far, no survivors have been found.
This inland sea is the resting place of the 29 men who sailed on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
So my mom we didn't suspect anything, and then she heard it on the news. She called and said that there was an accident and your dad has probably died.
Robert disappeared the evening of November 10th, 1975. He was among the 29 on Edmund Fitzgerald's final voyage.
And I miss him terribly. It's really hard to lose your father.
He didn't usually work on the Fitz. He happened to be filling in for the ship's cook on what was planned to be the final voyage of the season. He was 62 years old.
And he knew it was going to be probably the last one, and he was retiring.
It was the largest ship on the Great Lakes at the time when it left Superior, Wisconsin on November 9th, 1975, bound for Detroit. Weather conditions deteriorated into the 10th. Gusts reached 86 miles per hour. Snow was blinding. Waves were recorded as high as 25 feet. The ship's captain, Ernest M. McSorley, relayed to a nearby vessel that it was taking on water, that vent covers and fence railings were gone. Communication was lost hours later.
I always wonder if he was laying in his bed and the waves came upon him, or he covered himself up, or he was in the hallway trying to run down to get into the room.
While the Coast Guard said the cause for the sinking couldn't be confirmed, findings say the cargo hold flooded.
30 years later, Great Lakes tragedy still fascinates.
And interest in the freighter's fate is unwavering.
All I could think of is, you're making fun of my dad.
Sometimes to the cook's daughter's chagrin.
When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you."
Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald became the theme song of the tragedy.
No, we didn't like it.
At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know you."
But Pam realized it not only immortalized the final voyage, but the people who were part of it.
That's me with this picture right here. Gordon Lightfoot and me. He put his hand on top of mine and he said, I know. It's going to be okay."
She now loves talking about the Edmund Fitzgerald and her dad.
And I'm happy to share them with them, bringing up memories to myself.
She often travels to the Great Lakes from her home in Abilene, Kansas.
This is 38-year anniversary. This was 1995, 2000.
For every memorial event she can.
I'm with my dad. I get to be with my dad for 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
And like father,
my dad taught me how to cook.
Like daughter.
You eventually worked professionally as a chef too?
Of course I did. I loved it at a nursing home and schools. And I remember the things my dad taught me. It's got everything in there. I remember saying that someday you'll be doing this too.
50 years later.
It was so hard. He loved me so much.
Memories still stir up pain.
Herring salad, mackerel. Dad, you didn't feed these people this stuff, did you?
But it's happiness that rises to the surface.
I miss him.
Sammy Salina.
He was my main squeeze.
KARE 11 News.
For more history on the ship and its sinking, you can watch a full half-hour special called The Legend Lives On: What Happened to the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's streaming now only on KARE 11+. Just download the app for your TV and watch for free.